Alright, so let's talk about the dream of every single appointment setter that's out there right now. Becoming a closer, earning the big bucks, doing over $10,000 a month. Being able to live that dream life that closing is talked up to be. And to be honest with you, yes, being a closer is amazing. Doing over $10,000 is amazing. Being able to travel and buy nice things and, doing all of that cool stuff is amazing. But how do you actually get there? How do you make that happen? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. I'm going to design you your career path from transitioning from a setter into a closer. So let's begin. First things first, performance. What kind of stats do you need to be hitting as an appointment setter in order to ask or straight away apply for a closing position within a different company? As an appointment setter, if you have not set enough appointments to generate $100,000 or £100,000, you haven't even mastered appointment setting yet. Do not look into closing. But if you set $100,000 worth of deals in the space of, let's say, 3 months, a maximum of 6 months, then you can say, you know what, I'm a decently established appointment setter. I can look to, dip my foot in and get into closing. But that's not it. Revenue is one thing, right? Like revenue, 100,000. You need to make sure that as an appointment setter, you're maintaining at least a 70% show rate for the calls that you do end up booking in. If you're not doing anywhere near 70%, forget about it. Because here's what this means. If you can't get someone to show up to a call, how are you going to get them to send you over $6,000 in a wire transfer? It's probably going to be a lot more difficult, right? So sales is about being able to do the simple things, but being able to do them really well. So getting someone to show up to a call is one of those things, and you have to be doing it at a minimum of 70%. Now, let's say you've done that. You've established yourself as an appointment setter. What do you need to understand before you go into closing? Well, you have to understand the differences. Number one, you're going to be busier. Appointment setting right now, you can do 2 to 3 hours a day and you'll be up to date with all of your work. 2 to 3 hours a day, including admin, by the way, and punching stuff into the sheets, etc., tracking the KPIs. When you're a closer, as much as you have the freedom, you are still working around the clock. You may have calls booked in from 1 p.m. today all the way up to 7 p.m. Those are back-to-backs, and then you have some follow-ups to do afterwards, and then you get a random client that just messages you back at midnight, and you have to deal with them and close the deal. So it's non-stop. So if you want to make more money, come in with the understanding of, hey, you know what? If I'm a closer, I'm going to be taking on more responsibility. I'm going to have to be doing more. That's number one. Number two, you have to understand that the level of commitment that you're going to be asking for is drastically going to change. Because when you're an appointment setter, what do you ask for? 30 minutes of somebody's time? Sometimes 15 minutes for somebody's time if it's a quick discovery call. When you're a closer, you're asking someone to commit with thousands of dollars. There's a massive difference, and you have to understand that it's not going to be the same. Yes, it's great that you can get people to commit their time, but getting them to spend thousands of dollars with you, it's a whole other ballgame. So that's number one. You have to expect there to be a little bit of a learning curve. You're not just going to go from setting appointments to closing 10K deals. And the reason why I say this, it isn't to put you down. It's to tell you to be patient with yourself and to make you understand that it's not going to happen right away. Number three, you have to understand that you're going to be spending a longer time with prospects on the phone. When you're appointment setting, maybe you talk to them for 5 minutes, a maximum of 10 minutes. When you're closing, it's going to be a minimum of 30 minutes and sometimes even an hour. The reason why I mentioned this is because in order for you to still be as successful as a closer, you have to maintain that amazing tonality, that amazing pacing, the storytelling aspects, being able to show them proof on the phone, all of that good stuff for an entirety of 30 minutes to an hour. When you're on the phone and you're appointment setting, as long as they have a decent first impression of you in the first 60 seconds, you're fine for the rest of the call. In a sales call, in a closing call, in those 60 minutes, one fuck up can cost you the deal. So make sure to be doing tons of mock calls, like for literally hours, where you're practicing your understanding. Okay, cool. This is how I maintain it. This is how I maintain posture. This is how I maintain authority on the call. This is how I maintain trust. All of these little different things that are going to be beneficial to you once you eventually start taking closing calls. Now, once you understand all of this stuff, I know it's a little bit scary, but don't worry. A lot of people have been there. They've started as appointment setters and then they've transitioned to closers and they've made so much more money. The reason why I'm telling you this is so it doesn't hit you by surprise. You'll be prepared for it. So when it's time for you to transition on your career path into a closer, you are more than ready. So we've covered the stuff that you need to know about. We've covered the kind of stats you need before you even consider, going into appointment setting. Let's talk about the kind of things that you have to be doing as a closer. The current industry average for closing is between 20 to 25%. And I think I might even be generous with that, but that's the average. If you're doing anywhere along those lines, you will be kept at a okay company. In order for you to work with companies where you're going to actually be doing $10,000 to $15,000 a month, those companies will expect a minimum of a 30% closing rate. That means almost 1 in 3 people that you speak to, you will close. And the kind of revenue that you need to be generating as well also increases, because as an appointment setter, if an appointment setter is generating 20k a month or 30k a month, that's a pretty good appointment setter, because you can have 4 of those and suddenly your business is doing 120k a month. But as a closer, if you're just doing 20k months or 30k months, and I mean in revenue, by the way, that's not going to be good enough. The average closer should be closing anywhere between 40 grand at the very minimum, and you're looking to do above that. Ideally, you want to do 100k months, because if you're doing 100k months, that's where the actual money is. That's where you start making 10k a month, 15k a month, even 18k a month, depending on what the percentage and the bonus schemes within the business are. And look, I could go on about this all day, but I don't want to make this video too long. If you have more questions about transitioning from an appointment setter into a closer, if you feel like you need more training before you take that next step, I'm going to list below our free school community where you can come on there. We do free calls. We offer a lot of free training. Feel free to join, ask any questions. And if you've enjoyed today's video, then make sure to like, subscribe, comment if you have any other questions in regards to the video. Put on the bell notification so you're notified every single time that I post. Other than that, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.